Yeah, we can get out on like
Yes, something you've never dealt with before, but they're out there. Well, actually, you can have slant asymptotes. You can have diagonal asymptotes. Okay. Let me give you an example. This is an example of what a graph with a slant asymptote might look like. They can do lots of different things, but this is one example. Most slants will also have a vertical. Don't have to, but they frequently do. But they may also have a slant. And then the graph tends to it may come up the slant and then bend and follow that asymptote, come up the asymptote, follow the slant.
Oh, we've done that before, haven't we?
Actually, yeah. What have you done? What actually is that? That's a hyperbola, yeah.
Oh, hyperbola, yeah.
Yeah. So they can do. I can put multiple verticals on there. They can do several wild and crazy things. But the question is, how does one know when there's a slant?
yeah, because if there's two that are not vertical, then wouldn't that like about past the vertical line?
It breaks it into sections. It just pieces it out. So it'll still pass the vertical line test.
Yeah, Gabby, it'll pass.
Okay, so if you have a slant, you won't have horizontal. You cannot have slant and horizontal in the same problem. Okay, so when was the situation that we didn't get a horizontal?
Whenever you have a slant. Yeah.
When did
bottom is 0.
down here, when did we get undefined?
Bottom 0.
When the bottom is 0, but more importantly, the numerator has the higher power.
Yeah.
Okay, to have a slant asymptote, though, it must be only 1 power higher. All I'm asking you all to do is slant. If the numerator were 2 powers higher, you get a parabola asymptote.
Wow.
We are not going there.
Okay,
We go there in calculus.
okay, if it were 3 higher, would you get like a crazy...
A parabola-like asymptote, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Big
You can do it.
I don't want to know the answer to that question. Where does that show up?
Not real frequently, but occasionally. It's just if your numerator has a higher power than your denominator, it can happen. But it's pretty rare. Needless to say, I'm sure this is on the journal. So the numerator is 1 greater than the highest power in the denominator. You can have slants. But you're not going to love how one finds them. There will be no horizontal. Yeah, if you have slant, if this happens, there will be no horizontal. You cannot have a horizontal and a slant in the same problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you put a horizontal in that graph?
Where did I what?
The horizontal in that one. If you had a
This is vertical. Vertical's up and down. Horizontal sideways. Yeah, so. All right. So, would this one have a slant asymptote? Is the numerator 1 power higher than the denominator? Yes, it is. Okay. Does it have a vertical? Can you make the denominator equal 0?
Yeah.
Yeah, where would that equal 0? Where does 2x minus 1 equal 0?
1.
Yeah. So that would be your equation. X equals half, that's your vertical. Okay, how you get slant? You're going to love this so much. It's going to bring back, to find a slant, You get to perform.
We have test points, I might go crazy.
You remember doing long division with very
The only part I hate of math.
Okay, now the good news is you only have to do the first two steps of the long division and then you'll be done. You don't have to do it out to the very end. I'll show you why here in a moment. Okay, so I am dividing by 2x minus 1. What goes on the inside of the division?
The top part.
Yeah, okay, but here's the key. You must have every power of x in there so the terms line up right.
Yeah.
So you'll notice this is missing, there's no x term in the middle.
So can you do synthetic division?
No, you cannot. On this one, synthetic won't do it.
Long division, not very.
Okay, so you have to leave that missing term, leave a 0x because that x term is missing. Okay, now if you'll remember long division, everything keys off the first term. Everything's about the first term. What do I have to take times 2x to make it equal 4x squared?
2x.
Yeah, 2x times 2x would make it be 4x squared. So I will put 2x up there at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I get what goes down here on the next line? How do you do normal division? You take what you wrote on top times the number out front, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
So you take 2x and you times it, times both of those. So I will get 4x squared. 2x minus 1 will make minus 2x. Okay, now when we do normal division, what's the next step?
You subtract.
You subtract. So in our case, change the sign. So I make this become a minus 4x, and this becomes a plus 2. Okay, those now cancel. What's going to be left when I add the next two lines? 0x plus 2x is 2x plus 7. Okay, and you do it again. What must you take times 2x to get a 2x? 2x times 1 makes 2x. So I put, it's a plus 1. You may quit right there. Everything else is going to end up being remainder, because is that not the equation of a line right there, mx plus b?
Yeah.
So all you have to do is that far and you get to quit. You don't have to go through all the rest of it. And so your slant asymptote is the line y equals 2x plus 1. So it's not that horrible. You only have to do long division 2 little steps and you get quit. Yes, that is the end of our notes.
I believe that.